Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your monthly forecast. This is for the month of September. Somehow we're inching up on the edge of the year here, but in this last quarter that we're approaching, I find it very inspirational because if there's anything that you really want to finish, this is the time to do it. And I'm hoping that this month I can help give some guidance on priorities and what you want to focus on in that respect. Before we get started, I'd like to offer a little bit of gratitude for everybody. All the support that you lent last month as I switched back to the old format, and also just in the format of donations on Patreon and my website. It really made a big difference, and I want to remind everyone this month that A, I'm grateful, and B, just a little bit goes a long way. So if you go below the video, the second link will show you exactly how you can donate. I also put some information here in the lower third of the video. All right, let's get into the reading. As you know, each month I like to begin with channeled information. The way that I do that is I select a deck of cards for your sign, then I meditate. As I'm doing that, I get images and words, and then I will directly channel some of that in automatic writing afterwards. As I was doing that for you, the first bit of information that came through was that whatever you put into this month is going to directly be related to how successful it is and also what you get out of it. So you're basically getting what you put into it. Now, for some of us, that can be frustrating because, and I feel you, like we all work really hard and sometimes things don't always happen as fast as we want. This month, that underlying message though is you don't exactly have the big blueprint for how everything's going to work out. This month, it's integral for you to continue to work hard, even if you're not seeing the signs or symbols that things are going to pan out. So basically, don't give up and know that if you don't put anything in it, you're guaranteed nothing's going to happen. But if you actually invest, things can happen quicker than you think, and also you might be pleasantly surprised in the months to come at the effort and the energy that this month can actually generate as far as trajectory goes in the future. So keep on keeping on is the first message, and know that the input directly relates to the output. And I kind of saw like a computer circuitry there. So it's all interrelated, even if you don't understand your role in it or how things are all connecting. The second piece of information that I got was, speaking of balance, speaking of reciprocity, and more specifically, getting what you were giving. If you are in, and this is more in the relationship front, maybe love, friendship, or family, but whoever your sort of closest or most intimate relationships are, if you're feeling an imbalance there, if you're giving way too much and they're not showing up for you, or vice versa, you might be kind of sliding by a little bit and letting the other people pick up the slack. This is a month to bring things into check and into balance. So if there's anything that isn't quite right, acknowledge it, work through it, or release it. And for some of you, that could mean stepping away from a relationship if that's the right thing to do. Okay, so that's your channeled information. Let's get into the fun part now and take a look and see what the cards have to show. I'm going to turn the camera down and remind you that this part of the video I like to remain quiet, and then I'll expand the forecast afterwards, but we'll take things one section at a time. In addition to everything that's been laid out here, I also like to work with a catalyst. For me, the catalyst card is a connective thread for everything. It can show like the best way to connect with the positive energy of the month and a way to neutralize any challenges that might be coming through for you. So let's give this one more shuffle and see what the message is for your sign. And we have forgiveness. A lot easier said than done, I know. This is something that I've seen as a theme this month. In some signs, I saw it as sort of those attachments that you might have, attachments to resentment or hurt from the past. Sometimes the forgiveness is just forgiving yourself. As we look at this illustration, however, I really think that this is beckoning back to your youth, or connecting you back to your youth. So there may be something that you're holding on to from your mom, your dad, or a younger sort of experience, and if you made a mistake or if they made a mistake, this can open up an opportunity for you to forgive and to nurture that inner child of your own. And if you are a parent, this could also be about making sure that your relationship with your child is in a healthy space. So healing I would say, family-related issues of forgiveness. Brother, sister, mother, father, that kind of thing. And again, if you are a mother or a father and there's a child in your life and you're either estranged or you think there could be some improvement in that relationship, this card is really encouraging you to go for that. And that also got to the second piece of my channeled information, which was reciprocity in respect to relationships. So if one party is putting all the energy in and there's not the appreciation from the other, this is really kind of speaking to that. And there may be a pattern in your life or whoever this other person is in your life that ties back to their youth. And what's really happening this month is a chance to release that youth-based pattern or issue that you're holding on to, one or both of you. So work on that. It may not be an easy fix. A lot of these things are, things that you'll have to work on over time, remembering that I think the main part of the initial message was perseverance for you. So don't give up, and then acknowledge that everyone in your life is dealing with their own sort of issues, and sometimes it's not their fault for some of the stuff that they're doing. Just be there, support each other, bring things to light, and constructively work towards a solution. Let's look at each card one by one. We'll get some more information about the general scope of the month. After that, we'll look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. We'll get a little bit more information about the relationships. So your central card is the Page of Arrows this month. And in this particular deck, arrows are swords. Page of Swords I see as communication, not an accident that they have a bird here. Let me just turn it upright so you can get a look at this beautiful illustration. Now with this card in reverse, miscommunications could be something that are happening this month. Either you could mishear information, another person could maybe not be expressing themselves in the best way, or might even just be coming through too harsh. This could also be you. So you really want to be careful this month to listen to what's being said, really making sure that you understand the motivation, and then to repeat back, especially if you're feeling like the wires are getting crossed. So check communication this month and realize one or both of you may be off a little bit, and there's probably room for adjustment and improvement this month. And the big thing here, and I do think this is a month for forgiveness and healing, we have the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Stones in this deck, really speaking to taking care of yourself too. And so sometimes what we do, for me, the Seven of Pentacles, it's not just about money. It can be about self-confidence, recovery within the body. So if you have an injury or if you have an emotional issue that you're working through, this card is reminding you to slow down the pace a little bit, take care of yourself. Through healing your own issues, everything in your life, all your other relationships are going to benefit. And your ability to receive criticism, because this can be criticism, will also be better. So it'll be easier, even if other people in your life don't have the eloquence or the articulation that you're expecting for certain situations. So there you go. As we're looking at your deep past, I feel like a lot of you are either trying to work through this feeling that, something this month either isn't working out the way you wanted it to, isn't going the speed. We talked about that a little bit earlier, like it's going too slow or whatever. Or you just feel like you have to somehow balance the scales or make things right. Two ways to look at this. With the forgiveness card that came through, one piece of this is saying sometimes there isn't sort of a magical way to right a wrong. What you have to do is sort of look through it, feel it out, and think, okay, what did I learn from this? And has this other person changed? Have I changed since that situation happened? And if so, am I just holding on to something because it's kind of like a safety blanket and I wouldn't know how it would feel to not hold the resentment or the anger or whatever it is? And if that's the case, let it go a little bit. See how you feel. See how you might approach that person. They may not be holding on to it. And if not, the two of you might be able to resolve this or move on to something else. And when you're not holding on to things from other people, then you free your energy to do more productive things, frankly. So that's really the message here. Whatever's coming in from the past, there's a chance to heal, release, or if you feel like it's important to bring it to light, absolutely. Some of you, this could involve a lawsuit or making sure that someone is just accountable and acknowledges the pain. Because sometimes that's all you need to know, is that the person realizes they made a mistake, they don't want to do it again, and that's enough. because you can't change history. We don't have a DeLorean. We can't go back to the past and back to the future. So we have to sometimes just acknowledge and move on. Okay. So as we look at really what the opportunity is at the beginning of the month, rather than this energy that's sort of been influencing your past here, we have the Six of Bows or the Six of Wands, which is great because for me, this is showing that you're projecting really well with people around you this month. Yeah, there could be some communication issues, but I think you can work past them because the rest of the cards are fairly good, as I took a quick glance. And so this is a good month. I will say this, if there is something that you do need to bring to light for this can involve a company, or again, maybe this is a long-standing legal battle that you want resolution, it does look like it's a favorable month to get a good outcome, or at least get this finished. So definitely a good time for that kind of thing. When it comes to presenting just ideas to others, whether it's an idea for home improvement, or if you're at a job and you want to bring up a new way to do something, this is also a good time. And we're looking at like the second week for that kind of things to come through. We have some really harmonious numbers coming through. The Six of Wands, the Six of now Cups here. So with the Six of Cups, beautiful energy that comes through with this. And this is really about, sometimes it's about second chances. But what I'm looking at is a connection again from your childhood or from your youth, or a chance for you to live in a place of feeling sort of this ephemeral joy, this sort of, maybe there was a fleeting joy that you had as a kid, and you're able to kind of recapture that this month. So this could be rediscovering an old passion in your life. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be maybe you're a painter, a writer, some sort of passion in your life that you haven't done in a long time, and you rediscover or rekindle it this month. Could also be an old friendship that you renew. Again, maybe forgiveness happens. Children could be coming into some of your lives as well. This card usually for me indicates twins whenever there's pregnancy or a birth. So that could be exciting as well. But there's a really nice youthful energy that's coming through that I see with renewal, forgiveness, creation. And I think if you embrace those three elements this month, you're going to be in a really good place. As we look at the near future and what's going to sort of either help propel you toward your success or take you off path, we have the Seven of Arrows or the Seven of Swords. And for this, it's tricky. Some of you are feeling like you're stuck and you don't know how to walk away. Some of you may have already decided, I can't deal with this and I'm just going to move on. Remember that a lot of this is coming from the feeling of insecurity, the feeling that are others judging me, or if I let go of this, will I never receive this again? What you need to do is tune into your heart space this month and really do what that is telling you to do. This is a message that I'm also kind of universally dispersing this month, but I think for you especially, free yourself to do what feels right, what you know is right. Don't worry so much about how it's going to be perceived, because the reality of it is the energy is pretty good for you this month. So try to release the insecurities or the fears that you have. They don't seem to be all founded in as much fact as you would think. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles here in your soul spot or your soul position, and I love that. Growth, empowerment, discovery. So great time for you to do new things, to kind of take a big bite out of life. If there's something important and you thought, maybe you've never finished your high school diploma and you want to go and get your GED, or you want to go to college or get training, or just decide to do something fun for yourself with no bigger sort of picture as far as like money and resources are concerned. This is great, and it's actually the answer to the Seven of Pentacles here. So, but I actually like that we have stones in this deck, because it's all about feeling grounded and feeling secure, and these are really speaking to me about your internal self-worth. So by taking time and healing, you're now going to be able to start to work on yourself and put more energy into your life, rather than sort of going in a circle in the past. So in the environment, this is the one area where it could be tricky for you. You notice that this particular Three of Swords is called out with the word jealousy. And so let's honor that. For some of you, I want to I like that they actually put that with love though. I had a Reiki worker once that reminded me that everything goes back to love. And I was dealing with someone at the time who did operate from a place of jealousy. And I had this aha moment when I was talking to this healer that jealousy is just sort of a myopic view of love. So if you were to put glasses on that person, maybe then they could see that there was nothing to be jealous of. They could be inspired by someone and then love themselves enough to create that in their life. So look at who you might be triggered with this month. If you're the one that's jealous of someone else, really what you're doing is feeling love and admiration for something that they have or that they're doing. Cultivate that within your life. That's what this card's about. If someone in your life feels jealousy, remind them that they have always, that they're a wonderful person, that you don't want to be condescending here, but help them see what they have in their own life. Or simply walk away and let them discover that on their own. That's probably better for some of us. Now, as we're looking at really where you're going to be feeling towards the third or fourth week of the month, some of you are going to want to pull back a little bit. We have a Hermit card here showing that it might be a time for you to just rest, to make some plans for this next quarter of the year. As I said earlier, 2018 is almost finished, so I think it's important for you to figure out what you want to wrap up before the end of the year actually happens. And the whole purpose, and I think really the journey for you this month, and we'll talk more about this at the very end when I put a specialized view for your sign, but I'm seeing it already. It's a journey of self-empowerment and also being able to sort of rely on yourself. So for me, the Nine of Pentacles, it's usually a woman, but it shows abundance around you, comfort, satisfaction. And when it comes to your own sense of self, this is saying that I'm enough. I'm enough for myself. I'm enough in my life. And I don't need things. If they're here because I'm detached and they found their way to me and I'm just living my passion. But this is basically what you see here is someone who's comfortable with who they are. And I think that's really what the journey of your soul is this month, is working past some sort of an initial pain, whether it's from youth or it's something that's happened and it hurts you just like it would hurt a child and you're holding on to it. This is your chance to soothe yourself, to nurture that inner child, and to move past it and eventually become someone who is comfortable, loving themselves, and moving from this sort of hurt situation or hurt energy to feeling like I can love again. My heart is open. And that's, I think, the one chakra this month that needs the most attention and care. So take care of your heart chakra, do things that make your heart sing, that make you happy, and that heal you. Let's expand your forecast. We'll take a look now at health, wealth, love, and destiny, beginning with the health card. Health includes your mind, your body, and your spirit. I see those three things as being very much related, but let's see what the signal is, or I should say the message is for health this month. So for health, we have guidance, and it is a reverse card, but I'm going to read these in the upright position here just so that you can see the energy. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance. If you're feeling, first of all, just on a physical level, if there's anything going on in your body, you definitely want to get that checked out this month. This is about a resistance or a fear of going to a professional for that. Don't be afraid. Likewise, if emotionally you're feeling like you want to talk, but there's no one around you that you can trust or that you can talk to, this is really seeking that guidance this month. And if your life is actually in order, being a mentor for someone who needs help. So it's either giving or receiving help, because both of these things are going to make your heart space open up. Because I am seeing the heart, I want you to pay special attention to heart healthiness this month. You should always be doing that, but especially this month. So take care when it comes to sodium, cholesterol, things like that. And if there's a family history of this, talk to your doctor about it. But in general, cardiovascular, exercise, eating healthy, and doing things to make your sort of emotional state improve, that's all going to help you not just feel better, but be better in mind, body, and spirit. Let's take a look at your wealth. Wealth includes both your money, but also your career opportunities or your relationship with how you feel about yourself, because self-worth is really net worth, ultimately. So we have this card that's showing a feeling of being cut off. The interesting thing that I got with this is as I'm looking at hopes and fears here, we have the Hermit card. I want you, it's okay, like it's a good time for you to reflect on things, but I don't want you to cut yourself off from others. And there may be a sort of hesitancy this month in getting out in the public or opening yourself up to having people judge you or be around you. So I get it, but I think that there would be a benefit this month from more interaction. I see the Six of Cups in the crowning position here, but there aren't a lot of other cups. So that's showing me that socially speaking, this is a month to break out of things. And why is this coming through when we're looking at your money? Because for those of you that might be either looking for a new job, looking for promotion, looking to kind of balance out your work life, all of these things are going to happen outside of the office. So I know that back when I used to have corporate work, a lot of my best jobs happened because I had relationships prior to the job that I was about to get. And it was those relationships that opened up opportunities or conversations there. So think strategically. Make sure that you're going to parties. Make sure that you're accepting RSVPs. I say this from time to time when I see these cards come through. This is a month when you want to get out of your shell if you're trying to break through the glass ceiling, so to speak. And then the other thing is when we're looking at money, I think it's really important for you to not be in the dark, really. And that's what the Cave card is in reverse. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, and this happens for some of you, the Seven of Pentacles is a recovery card. It's not necessarily a debt card. It's an acknowledgement of needing to either have more, do more, or understand more about your money. So once you've resolved whatever that core issue is, we saw the Eight and also the Nine of Pentacles. So I see an opportunity for you to break through a fear surrounding, or an uncertainty or an insecurity surrounding your money, and then feel this sense of empowerment. So do it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Even though we saw the counseling card or the guidance card in your health, it's all interrelated. How you feel is how you do. So take care of both this month, okay? Let's look now at your love card and see what's coming through for that. And we have a simple card here saying that just make time and space for love. And this is the equivalent of the Lover's card in this particular deck. We have Eros, or Cupid, basically the god of love. And so reminding you that this month, if you can take it to a place where everything goes back to, kind of like my Reiki teacher said, everything comes from a place of love, or that's the way you can communicate with people or their higher self. I want you to look at challenging situations in your life and think, there must be a way that I can see the love through this. If someone is lashing out, it's usually because they're hurt and they need love. So that's the love in that equation. If someone's jealous, it's because they admire you and they don't know how to express it and they don't know how to work on themselves. Even if someone is passionately fighting with you, maybe even hating you, it's very close to love too. There's something about the relationship that you care enough to fight. So you can probably find love in almost everything. Even when people are hurt or hurting others, you can't always help them, but you can at least understand their motivation, or you can find a way to love yourself enough to get out of that situation as well. But I want you to know, if you're seeking out love, it's definitely available this month. We have the Six of Cups here. This doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to find the love of your life. It means you might find a really great friend. You might be able to rekindle something, or yes, you could meet someone. But the important thing is relationships are there, support is there. What it means for you, that's up to you. That's kind of what you decide to do with it. Let's look now at your Destiny card. Destiny is a GPS. This is showing you your current trajectory, and it can give you a chance to course correct. So let's see what the message is in respect to your Destiny card. For Destiny, we have release. Common themes this month, a lot of common themes. And I like that. That's showing consistency, and it gives you a nice roadmap for what you need to do. So with this, it's very simple. If you choose to let go, new things can rush in, and that's really what I see with this. It's a very powerful sort of card. Definitely getting a fiery energy with this. So even with the love card, there's a lot of passion, a lot of fire. So this can either be put into kind of like vengeful things or wonderful things and nurturing things. The choice is yours. Let's look now at everything that we talked about, and we'll wrap up then. As I said at the beginning, this is very much a month where there needs to be some sort of overall balance. I saw input and output sort of like a computer. I would say if you keep working hard, then eventually the benefits are going to be made apparent to you. If you let go, then things are going to take longer. So don't give up. That's the first message. The second one was when there is no reciprocity, there needs to be something that happens this month to shift things. So either you need to step up, or you need to get other people to step up, or walk away and focus on other things. I'll pull the camera down so you can see all the positions. I know a lot of you like to kind of see where the cards are. Center card, focusing on clear communication. Self-healing is really important, but there's another message with this, which is to realize that there's recovery across the board when it comes to your resources, your money, and your self-confidence. Interesting that that then touches two pivotal cards here. One, which is showing that others are going to perceive you fairly well. The other one is about letting go of your insecurity. And as you look here in the deep past, we have a balance card, which is showing that you have to balance your insecurity with actually what people are saying and realize that this may be getting too much weight. And if you can get these in balance, you're looking at the crowning card, Six of Vessels, a lot of great love, a lot of opportunity for you, friendship. For some of you, creation of a project, even creation of new life. I said sometimes this card for me shows twins or a boy and a girl. When we're looking at your overall sort of trajectory, I see improvement with money and self-confidence, but there's a need to let go of something. And we saw that in the, not just in the catalyst, which I forgot to mention here, the forgiveness card, but it plays a role here, but also when we're looking at even money, forgiving yourself for all of these things is going to be key. Try not to get too sort of cut off from everybody. It's okay to spend time and energy in understanding things, making plans, etc. It's okay to occasionally be a hermit, but when it comes to advancement and money, probably a really good time for you to reach out and talk to people. With the Nine of Pentacles, again, ultimately this is bringing you to a place of feeling empowered, successful, and secure. As we expand your forecast, speaking of guidance, when it comes to your health, mind, body, and spirit, don't be afraid to ask for help. When it comes to your wealth, coming out of the dark when it comes to something that is making you afraid. So the guidance card kind of spills over here. Don't be afraid to face your fears, to get help, to look at things from a different angle. Education is the answer to that cave card. So just get more educated about whatever it is you're trying to do with your money, and you'll be able to do it. So we looked at health, wealth. Now let's take a look at love. A simple reminder that love is there for you, but you have to acknowledge it. You have to welcome it in. And you have to choose the path of love, even when you're sometimes faced with people who don't know how to do that. And the ultimate thing this month is release, which goes nicely with forgiveness. And so really beautiful messages that came through for your sign this month. I hope that you can embrace them because as I sort of specialize this for you, I think it's all about this self-empowerment. So I hope that you gained what you needed as far as insights, information, a sense of confidence for how to travel through this month. I know I have a bigger understanding of what Taurus is going through, so I hope that translated for you. If you'd ever like to talk about something that's going on in your life, it could be a difficult situation, something where you just need a little bit more guidance, I'm happy to talk to you. You can set up an appointment through my website. In the first link below the video, you'll see how to book an appointment. At the beginning, I talked about how everything that you see here is very much viewer supported. So if you like what you're receiving, know that a donation as small as $1, I'd encourage a recurring one because I do this every month. That's less than the price of almost anything nowadays. I don't think you can get a stick of gum or a coffee. It'd be like that. There's 3 or 4 times more than $1. So this goes a long way and it supports quality videos like this. So if you'd like to help, the second link allows you to do so. It's completely on a love donation basis. I don't require it, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. The third link is how to stay involved and connected for everything that I'm doing. I have some new videos that are coming through hopefully next month. I was hoping to get them out this month, but it's been very busy, so we'll aim towards next month. And if you subscribe to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and newsletter, you'll be able to see all of that as well as this channel. So click that third link, and you can connect everywhere. And again, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to this video, at the very least do that. And if you don't have the sort of resources to donate, share what you see here. That's equally as valuable to me. You can share it on your Facebook page, or you can send it to someone and let them know about what I'm doing here. All right. I like to end every video with the same gratitude that I began it with, kind of bookend it. And I want to encourage everyone to continue to grow and to nurture themselves. This month, it's very much about your heart space and your confidence, and eventually getting from this place of feeling like maybe you're trapped, you don't know what to do, to, and really this card is illustrating that, to this feeling of being empowered. So I want you to walk that path of empowerment, to love yourself, to open yourself to loving, I would say experiencing love and giving love in your life, and to releasing things that are holding you back. If you do that, I feel like the world's your oyster, and you have a lot of great things to look forward to. Okay? Take care of yourself. I'll see you real soon.